Hi, Chris Goosman here. Today we're going to talk about, is it a good time to buy property? With all the uncertainty in the world right now, you'd be forgiven for feeling a little bit cautious about jumping into the property market. One thing stronger than the fear of missing out is the fear of making a bad decision. Have you ever experienced paralysis by analysis over something as simple as buying a vacuum cleaner or TV? If you're anything like me, you need to consider every possible option before you make a final decision. This ramps up exponentially when it comes to buying property, especially when you can add in constant commentary from economists, real estate salespeople, and other advisors who all have their own points of view in the current market. Faced with strong and often opposing advice, the easiest option is to put off making a decision. But will you look back and wonder, what if? The benefit of hindsight tells us in most towns and cities, the peak of the last property cycle, usually 8 to 10 years, appears positively bargain-like when compared with the highs of today. Yes, past performance is no guarantee of future success, but what else do you have to go on? You can always find a reason not to do something today, whether it's a news article talking about impending doom or a friend with a doubtful disposition. One exercise you can help you with is look at yourself in 20 years from now. On that sort of time scale, would you be happy to have made the move that you're considering? Would it improve your quality of life over the next decade or improve the financial position long term? Okay, I'm ready to go. Let's buy. Not so fast, little property hunter. Before you go jumping in, here's another bit of sage advice. The right time to buy is when you can afford to do so. There is little doubt that buying at the peak of the market and then selling under a duress 18 months later will probably result in you losing money. This is a situation to avoid, especially with leverage asset like property, where you can lose more than just the initial deposit in extreme cases. One of the biggest mistakes property owners can make is overcommitting to the mortgage they can't service when the going gets tough. Before you buy, consider the following. Could you afford the mortgage that you're proposing to enter into if interest rates were a few percentages higher than they are now? Prudent approach is to be in a position where you're able to weather the storm when it comes to along. If you're selling one home to buy another, keep in mind that you will likely be buying and selling in the same market. If you get less money than you thought you would before the current house, then you should be able to make it up when you go to buy again. For an investment property, ask, could you cope financially with the worst case scenario, like an extended period without tenants or an urgent unforeseen repair bill? If you couldn't survive 2 to 3 months with no rent coming in at the push, then you need to think long and hard as to whether you're ready for that financial commitment. Real estate markets fluctuate over a short period of time, 1 to 4 years, but generally improve over a longer period, 5 to 8 years, being the length of each property cycle. You often need to be able to hold on long term to see the benefits of the property ownership. Moral of the story, when it comes to property, it pays to think long term. When is the right time to buy real estate? You should buy a property if you know it will improve your quality of life and you'll be able to afford to hold on to it for at least 5 years and beyond. I hope these few points make it clearer in your decision making on joining the property ladder. Here to help. Thanks for watching.